Welcome to Push to Pass podcast with JP Murray, a discussion about business, racing, sports, and life. This podcast delivers insights on what makes businesses, teams, and people successful based on real-life business experiences. Following a career with America's largest associations, JP Murray founded the Murray Company, one of Washington, D.C.'s most successful consulting firms. The company was acquired successfully and enabled him to launch JP Murray Racing, a business development and sponsorship agency for auto racing teams. Here is JP.
Thank you so much for listening to episode 50. I'm pleased to provide this new podcast after my original series, Association Hustle, had more than 310 episodes, and I think you can still find that and listen to some of that content. But this podcast kind of got wrapped up in the business sale of the Murray Company, and I couldn't continue it. So now, 50 episodes in, I'm speaking more about overall business observations and reflections on my past and current experiences as an entrepreneur and now selling sponsorships for auto racing teams and drivers. This week, a friend and I were joking around a little bit, talking about our work and our activities, and he said, JP, I want to be you when I grow up. And I said, no, Betty, I want to be you when I grow up. And now as I approach almost 60 years on the planet, what are some things that I learned, and in particular, over the last 4 decades in the workplace? So I have 7 items I wanted to pass along to you. Number 1, spend the time in the first half of your career learning what you really like doing. Then you identified you're probably really good at that, what you like, and do that as much as possible in the second half. After the first part of your career, it's usually about ascension and aspiration and climbing and getting to different places, and obviously you're growing probably financially during that time. I hope you get the chance to reflect and set a course of what you're doing and what you really enjoy, maybe for the second half. As an example, I enjoy business development. I enjoy auto racing. I put the two together for the second part of my career. The second thing, enjoy the benefits of that work. I like the excitement of auto racing and helping teams find resources. It's hard for them to do that because they are usually racers first. But damn, it gets really expensive. And you often run out of money before you run out of talent. So one of the benefits that I enjoy is helping connect teams to resources and companies that want to grow with those teams. That's the benefit that I enjoy. And I enjoy the racing, the sporting aspect of it as well. But then third, accept the consequences of that work. Hey, you signed up for it. You signed up for the pressure. You signed up for the isolation of working on your own, irregular compensation due to commission structure. You miss other things because of the racing schedule in your life. But accept that. Understand the consequences of even things that you love and enjoy. Number 4, learn not to be entitled. This is a very grown-up thing. I've learned that the market says it doesn't care. And the market isn't always fair, but it always decides the winners and losers in business. Number 5, I became super grateful. I recognized that lots of people collaborated, helped, and supported. They had a role in it. Some of the folks you might not have even gotten along with or didn't even like you. But oh my gosh, you can't do it alone. And you got to remember that. Number 6, maybe one of the most difficult grown-up traits is the recognition that it's all about them and you're last. Here's what I mean by that. A person buys something because it helps propel them forward. A person wants the job or promotion from you. A person says no because they don't think you can move the needle enough for them for the price. I'm not saying this is right or wrong, or occasionally decisions are made to help others, but if your basic position is the prospect, the customer, the staff member, your colleague first, and how do I structure the pitch, the conversation, the marketing for them, any kind of narrative, you're going to become much better at what you do. And now, in number 7, I'm going to mess with you a little bit because I'm going to flip that on its head. Although it is about them and it is about the audience, I think the less you care about the judgment of others, the bigger grown-up you will be. I bought things, wore things, acted in certain ways based on what other people thought. And sometimes people I didn't even like or didn't like me. That's pretty stupid. We learn that as we grow, to conform. We weren't that way as children. We would throw a fit in the middle of the grocery store aisle for Captain Crunch if Mom didn't give it to us, and we didn't care who was offended. But over time, we learned to structure ourselves and our way of doing things based on the judgment of others. And in fact, in some cases, we lost ourselves. Over time, we overcompensated what others thought about us. But grown-ups can align their own values and do these other things that I've mentioned in this podcast a lot easier and a lot sooner. So don't wait. Do more for others while not caring what they think is a very difficult but powerful sweet spot. As I end, kind of reflect on Dave Ramsey. He says this: live like no one else to live like no one else. Kind of what growing up is all about. I wish you the very best, and I appreciate you listening to episode number 50. And I can't wait to speak next week on the Push to Pass podcast with JP Murray.
Thank you for listening to the Push to Pass podcast with JP Murray, a discussion about business, racing, sports, and life. If you would like to sponsor Push to Pass, send an email to jp@jpmurray.com. Follow JP on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. His website is jpmurray.com. Until next time, push yourself to pass the competition. Thanks for listening.